This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, all. My name is Vishal, and on behalf of the time, I welcome you all again for the last session of this Career Conclave. I'm sure you must have attended all these four sessions, and I'm expecting great feedback from you as far as the value addition is concerned. As we have started yesterday, we started with a first session, that is my audio video is okay, by the way. I always forgot, for this mandatory thing. Bitte din ho gaye, but still I always forget that I need to cross check with the standard question. Am I audible? And if my video is clear or not. Couple of you have already confirmed yes, okay, great, thank you Tisha, thank you Gaurav, thank you Pranami. So coming back, we started yesterday, and we are done with the three sessions now. We started with management career options after the 12th. Then we have seen even the mass communication hotel management also. Then we people have not only concluded that session by painting that management is equal to the IPM program and BBA, but we have seen the number of opportunities when it comes to finance, economics, and liberal arts related areas also. Then we people have gone through quant as a very important part, because what we are expecting, those of you who are so sincere to follow all these four sessions, especially in a weekend, right? So one thing is clear, and it's a common thread between the entire audience, that all of you are really geared up to get into the branded institute, get into the nationally important college and the university. So once it's clear on your part, the next thing is all about how to plan as far as your exam preparation is concerned. Now, when it comes to the exam preparation, we need to, be very careful, because the 12th is still a very important kind of a junction. The 12th marks are going to be important throughout your not only academic life, but many times at the starting of professional career, people generally dig into your past academic record. So we need to be careful enough with our 12 score, and at the same time, we need to do our best when it comes to investing for these competitive exams. Now, when it comes to these exams, we have seen the aptitude is going to consist largely of four important parameters: the maths, language, also data interpretation, reasoning, and then depending upon which exam you people will be appear, then there will be additional requirement of that course. It could be law related, general knowledge, current awareness, or it could be a random kind of a static and a dynamic GK also. So we have invested at least close to 90 minutes understanding the nature of a quant and how we should prepare for this. And we have tried our best, in fact, to bring a lot of clarity, and the message was very clear that you need not to be biased as far as your maths past record is concerned. In fact, today we started with again a very value additive session by our senior most faculty related to the language. And these sessions, why they are important, because they are not only just talking about that the importance of this section, but they go beyond, and they tell you that how, once you decide, you can take daily effort and improve not only your presence, but overall effectiveness as far as dealing with these sections are concerned. Now, today is going to be the last session. It was our humble try to bring a lot of clarity after the these 12 related options, because many times we people figure out only IIT JEE exam preparation, the NEET exam preparation, or might happen we talked about in commerce the CA preparation. But apart from that, we don't talk about rest of these preparation, and that is what is the visible. Because if you talked about IIT, how many students appear for the IIT JEE exam? If you talked about JEE main, around 22 lakhs people appear there. How many seats are there as far as the IITs? If I collectively put, around 10,000 seats are there. NEET, for getting into the medical, how many students appeared for the NEET? Around 16 lakh students appeared for the NEET. Now, if I talked about IPM exam, how many students appear for the IPM exam? It's going to be around 28,000 students appear for the IPM exam. If I talked about the CLAT, how many people appear these time, the CLAT 2021? By the way, the registration window is still on, and what we have calculated, around 53,000 students have already applied for the CLAT. So we are talking about here almost a C gap as far as the number of applicants and aspiring people for the exam and the available seats here. If I talked about available seats, they are decent enough. Now, if I say the national law universities, we got around 23 and 22 under the CLAT, and the one will be different, that is the national law Delhi school. So if I put together all these 23, close to 3,000 seats we people have already got. And if I talked about IPM, almost the figure is going to increase every year. It's not going to be only the number of IPM related institute will grow, but within the institute, the number of seats are supposed to grow. So, it's very important that you need to calculate this and you need to choose exam. It's not only that how brilliant I am or how dedicated I am, but you need to understand that in which direction I should put my effort so that it has to be productive enough. So in the series of these around 4 sessions, today is the last one, and the session is completely devoted when it comes to law as a career. So before I start, it's important for me to start with my results, and believe me, I will never ever tired when it comes to these results celebration on the cost of being repetitive with you from last 3 sessions, but this is what gives us energy, and we can celebrate them again and again. It's all about a sheer dedication and their ability to dream big, and the courtesy of this technology, the courtesy of all the important brands are there, even in a tier 2 city. There's no problem when it comes to the infrastructure which is required for the preparation for these highly competitive exams. So we are talking about a great amount of infrastructure, like say for example, the Time Institute, a quality of a teacher and a quality of a student. This is what is the only minimum combination we require to get into our dream school, right? So moving further, when I talked about law as a career, next around 60 minutes, we people will talk about the entire thing related to the law, and you're most welcome to ask me any doubts under the sun as far as the law related things are concerned, or might happen if you want to go back and you still got any questions related to management and the other areas, you're most welcome to ask me. So now when I say the law as a career, what appears in our mind? What appears? Can I expect some quick response? The moment I say law, what appear in your mind? Can I expect some quick response by intelligent response with one word answer? What appears? What attracts? What comes to your mind the moment I say law? Okay, I got answer quote. I got justice. Okay, what else? A very scholar, very sincere, very intelligent answer here. What else? Any other answer? The moment I say law, what could be the one word answer here? What comes to your mind? Okay, so it seems to be almost all of you are absolutely sincere and you give me very sincere answer. And by the way, there's no problem if we say that this come to our mind. Am I right? I hope that you must have enjoyed these serials, and there are not only students but the parents are also here. So for them to connect, even I got one Bollywood drama also here. So there's a lot of a glamour. The serials have attracted the eyeballs across the world, and right from youngsters to all age of people have enjoyed this, piece of fiction, but which has been researched very thoroughly. And the law is all about this Boston, kind of a Boston legal serial or the suits. No, it's not going to be only this serial. It's not going to be only these particular, their lifestyle, it's beyond that. So when I say it's beyond that, what do you mean by that, beyond that? What a slide. Now, I love this slide. Very few career can give so many loaded personality, which we can summarize with one common thread, and that common thread is all about their educational background, if not professional, but at least the educational background, right? And you see, there are people who have founded our country, our freedom struggle, and the people those who have created the constitution, the people those who have shaped our democracy. We got people then, the people those who are responsible for doing great job when it comes to the litigation related things. We got people then, they are responsible for dealing and willing the entire corporate world. So you name it, we got author, we got consultant, we got leader, we got social leader, we got NGO head, we got political head, we got research people. Now this is what, when it comes to a law, believe me, uh, you won't be able to give me the other career if I say that a career which can give me prestige, which can give me diversity, opportunity to grow, no more boredom, because I don't want 9 to 5 same job. This is the career which will bring with every single case some different kind of a learning, some different kind of a exposure, and you will never be bored. A secure job, yes, I should say that it's a secure job. It's a recession proof job. Year 2020 and year 2021, where entire world have witnessed the degrowth and the salary cut down, I think possibly the law was only the career where the people have achieved bonus, they have achieved increment, right? So there are more the issues, there will be more the demand as far as the law is concerned, and that makes the law as a very secure job. I never say there's no struggle. I say once you arrive, then there's nothing looking back. Flexibility, well, this is the career which will give you flexibility. You decide about which case to fight, you decide about what to do, you decide about when to go, whether it's a 6:30 a.m. in the office you want to walk in, or whether it's a 12 noon in the office you want to walk in. Power to make difference, that's very important. When I say the career in the law, I need to say it's a career which gives you power, it gives you that role, it gives you opportunity to make difference in society, make difference the way we live, and the difference is going to be very sustainable, right? Because someone have really fought in the court, someone have really invested their all energy, and the courtesy of that, we people got such a civilized society today. And it's happening with every decade. Earlier decade, the struggle was different. There used to be a problem when it comes to the LTGB community, but now we got almost good freedom on that. So we are talking about that power to make difference is going to be a very big thing. Awareness of our right and duties, that's critical, and that's why whenever the lawyer will be there, the lawyer will be one of the most in demand person when it comes to their friend circle in society, and all your neighbors will be very happy to keep you in a good mood, because you are the person who understand what you mean by the right, what you mean by the privileges, what you mean by the duties also. So overall, if I talked about, this is an absolutely solid combination is awaiting for you when it comes to a law as a career. Now, when I say the law as a career, the graph was very different. The graph was very different earlier. If I talked about the CLAT exam, in 2010, if I'm not wrong, around 16,000 students appear for the CLAT. And now we are sitting in a 2020, and how many students? I say 53,000 students have appeared for the CLAT. There's a sea difference. Now, if I go back before the CLAT also, law is a very old profession and a career. We have seen that even our father of a nation is a very celebrated lawyer. But when it comes to their graph, the graph was dramatically different today. Earlier, the law was a career seen to be as a more kind of, kind of a augmentation of a degree you require, you go for the law. There used to be a cases where the person is of no use and academic not doing well. used to get registered with any passive college for a law degree and get a law degree certificate, and at least you will have something to prefix against your name. That could be a law. There could be another kind of a thing, and the arrangement was when it was a joint family. In joint family, people got different roles. Someone will have the role of making money. Someone will have a role, and that role is all about managing the money. The third boy of a family will be into politics, will be into social, the courtesy of the law background, right? So it was used to be taken in a different way, but that's not the case today. Now, why it's not the case today? There's a lot of credit goes to the government also, right? They have taken initiative, and the bar, when I say the bar, that means a judicial kind of an institute which binds all law practicing people together. Now, these two agencies have decided to open up and to start with the National Law School scheme. And they started the National Law Schools. Now, around at 23 different places, we got National Law Schools. And all credit to these national law schools that they have created a fantastic infrastructure where they have groomed the people, and the courtesy of these new techno savvy, absolutely sharp, aware, dedicated people. We got a very different amount of a profession today, right? Now, when I say the law, what comes to our mind, someone have replied me, like Pranavi have replied me, what comes to my mind is all about code. Then Tisha have replied me, what comes to my mind is all about the justice. Now, if I say these two reply, court and justice, that means whenever we say law, what comes to our mind still, it's all about that I need to wear a black robe, I need to go in a court, and then at the best of my lungs capacity, I need to fight there on behalf of my client, and then I need to win that particular case. This is what is the law appears for me. There's nothing wrong with this picture and this assumption and this visualization, but the only issue here is all about the law goes beyond, miles beyond. There are so many of different career today under the law, and these career make sure, forget about wearing a black robe, you can decide and you can swear not to touch a black color when it comes to your appearance, and still you will be performing greatly in a law as a career, right? So why so? Because we are not talking only civil law or criminal law. We are talking about so many of different varieties here. Now, you just glance through it. That's why I put this slide so early. You talked about today, the law related to the corporate and commercial law. One of the most in demand is all about the corporate law. A lot of money is there. The money which you can decide, in fact, to get retired at the age of 38 and 40 also. That truckload of money is available there. Now, why? Because we people are living in a globalized world. We people are living where the corporates and the size of organization and the company is so big, that even the overall GDP of a country looks smaller as compared to the balance sheet of this organization. You talked about the organization like Apple, you talked about the size of a Google, Facebook, or back home Reliance, TCS, Infosys, HDFC, ICICI, Tata. Kind of a balance sheet what they got is simply awesome, right? And more the amount of a globalization, more the opportunity, more the competition, and more the challenges, and more the complications, and more the problem. And here comes the role of a law. Because of all these problem of a plenty, the law will always be in demand. So the corporate lawyer, they are almost like you can see they are earning better than as compared to even the management people or even the any particular technocrat also. We are talking about these international law, environmental law. Just a couple of days back, we have celebrated World Environmental Day. In the coming decade, one of the most important area will be the environmental related laws. The Corona episode have taught us, to every policymaker and to all citizens, that this Corona is all about, forget about the politics, forget about whether it started in a China or whether it started in a particular lab or whether it started with the seafood, right? But one thing is clear, this is a man-made episode, right? This is our mistake. This is what we people have done with our nature, and the nature have given us these reply like corona. Now, people say is that in the next coming things, the environmental related issue will remain and will occupy the driving seat across the world, whatever you do. So just imagine the kind of importance the lawyer will have when it comes to the environmental law. You take any company, say the companies like the oil related companies. ExxonMobil is a very big oil company. BP Oil is a very big company. In India, Reliance is into oil exploration. ONGC is into oil exploration. All these company needs to have the battery of a lawyer, because across the world all these companies are facing a lot of cases. Now for that particular purpose, almost every organization, when I say the corporate law, every organization needs to have their in-house lawyer. You just imagine about the patent law. Why it happens that iPhone and the Apple is still not very much convinced to shift their complete base and come to India. There are multiple reasons. Out of that, this one reason, and that reason is all about Apple is still not very confident about one thing, and that is having a protection when it comes to their patent, product patent and process patent. There are so many of pharmaceutical companies, and they shy away when it comes to sharing their molecular back home in India, right? Or to share with any Indian corporate, or to launch their absolutely cracking kind of innovations in Indian market. Why? Because they always see India, which is very notorious when it comes to having a lot of a gap on process patent. A same molecular, rather than having A plus B plus C plus D is equal to that, the innovation, we can have a reverse engineering, and we can produce the same thing by doing only A plus C, then B, then D, rather than having the A, B, C, D. So here again, there's a lot of a scope as far as the patent of law is concerned. Nike across the world through billions of resources just for one purpose, to track that whether any person is using our logo illegally or not. IT and media law. I don't know how many of us are reading the newspaper daily, but if you are, attending this session, that means you are aspiring for the law, and that means you must be little close as compared to the others when it comes to tracking what's happening in and around you. So will you tell me which episode I'm talking about, IT and media law, and what's going on in India currently? Tell me the today's news or yesterday's news related to IT and media law. Uh, can I just get an answer? I can at least understand how quality of audience we are having today. A very simple question: IT media law, and give me the headline in India. Give me the headline in India. There is a lot of issue going on between government of India and versus which organization I am naming here. Okay, no, it's nothing related to food related things. No. Oh, I'm surprised, not a single answer. No, it's nothing related to Kolkata and versus Delhi episode. I'm talking about IT and media law. Have you heard about that government of India have already drafted a law related to IT and media? Absolutely right, Piyush. Thank you. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So at least Facebook, WhatsApp have agreed to some percentage, but tell me one social platform who decided not to agree with government of India's IT media law. Can anyone tell me that? No, Tisha, it's not Instagram. Government have given the warning and the last notice. If you don't implement and come to what we have designed, then we need to stop the services of one social platform, right, Mahi? It's Twitter, right? Twitter. So there is a tremendous scope now. In the coming days, just imagine all of us are going online, all of us are going digital, all of us are creating, as I told you in the last time also, there's a lot of a data is getting created across the world every single second. Every person needs to be more and more sensitive about their privacy, right? It's not good that if I see any specific, or if I click anywhere, and then that company, then that product, then that service start hunting me regularly the moment I open my laptop, the moment I switch my mobile. It should not happen. So in the coming days, we are expecting a lot of buzz will be there as far as the IT media law is concerned, human rights is concerned, public interest litigation. India is, amazing country. We are one of the most vocal and buzzing country when it comes to the filing PIL. Who can give me the answer? Tell me, uh, related to the PIL, what is the headline today and the yesterday in the newspaper? One of the celebrity got fined. Supreme Court have fined them to the tune of rupees 20 lakhs against of that PIL. Who will give me the answer? So, okay, there's one more hint. She is related to Bollywood. A very, interesting case was there. She filed a PIL. Right, Tia. Thank you. So we are talking about Juhi Chawla, and that PIL was against what? Tia, you can give me the answer, or other can give me the answer. The Juhi Chawla have filed PIL against what? What was that episode? Yes. You people are little slow today. अच्छा, थक गए क्या आप लोग इतने सेशन अटेंड करके? That's good. That's good. 5G internet. So 5G के against में वो केस था. I won't go much more in a deep. One concern is all about, there are only a couple of people those seems to be following everything. Others are following only the web series. So that should not happen if you are aiming for the law. Moving further, to summarize this slide, there's a tremendous scope as far as the law is concerned. If I can, tell you that scope more in detail, just see this slide. If it's possible for you, take a screenshot and then take your time and dig all these different career. These are the different, not only the career, but the career group also. Litigation, not beyond 10% of a student after passing out of from premium law school get into litigation. Having said that, there is nothing wrong. It's always good to get into the litigation. You'll have a very different kind of a feeling, and you will be very soon in the news everywhere. The society respect and the other things will be, as compared to any other career, will be high here. And we have seen such a big amount of tradition of a lawyer in our country. Let it be right now. If I talked about, the advocates like Harish Salve, or you talked about, the advocates, so many of different names are there, like Uday Lalit, who is no more advocate, but now a Supreme Court judge also. When these people arrived in a court, it's almost like the army of executives are there, army of assistants are there. It's almost like 25 people are walking along with Harish Salve when he appears for anything in Supreme Court. So it's a feel like, it's a dramatically different feel. So litigation is there. Law firms, you can, being a fresher, possibly you people will get absorbed with law firms, and it's absolutely great. You will have a great amount of exposure. Your learning curve will be good, and along with that, you'll be paid very handsomely. In our council, every organization needs to have the lawyers. You talked about anything. You talked about the leading banks, ICICI Bank, HDFC, or Axis, or Kotak Mahindra, any bank. You'll have an army of a lawyer there. You talked about any organization, Reliance, or any small organization at comparatively at state level, local level, also any corporate house, any builder, any estate developer, all these people will have a lawyer. Media houses will have the in-house lawyer. IPR, I have already told you, IPR, intellectual property right, trademark, copyrights, government sector. These are direct job available in the government sector. Even in the army, direct job are available in the army. Then we got NGOs. NGOs pay handsomely today. And in the coming decade, we will see a lot of buzz on NGO front. We have seen in 2021 the kind of resources mobility is happening on account of NGO, right? Their balance sheets are like anything. So there's a lot of scope with the NGO. Then we are talking about LPO. LPO stands for Legal Process Outsourcing. I hope you must have heard about business process outsourcing, BPO, right? In India, काफी बड़ी क्रांति हुई थी after the software BPO. The same way the LPO is there. What is this LPO? Legal process outsourcing. That means you people are serving to the world, राइट? यूएसए, यूके वगैरह कोई भी दूसरी कंट्री ले लो, यहाँ जितना काम चल रहा है लीगल का, उसका बैक ऑफिस का काम आपके पास में आएगा. So there's a lot of a scope as far as the LPO is concerned. Now, why scope and why these country-based organization, they give their job, they outsource their job to the Indian firm? It's because of a couple of advantages. The first advantage is all about being cost effective, and second is all about the efficiency of Indian organization. They are techno savvy, they are intelligent, they understand the data, they can sort out the data, and they are very efficient when it comes to their results. So these couple of things gives Indian firm a big advantage, and they are minting like anything. Imagine we have seen organization, they are running their organization in the daytime for the Indian client, and in the night shift they are turning the LPO. And so it's a big amount of things are waiting for you. You can be an entrepreneur through the LPO route also, right? Moving further, then what we got? Promising Institute. These are the promising institute. You talked about National Law School, Bangalore, Hyderabad. You talked about just a 3 hours drive and you will have a government law college, Mumbai. What a fantastic college it is. Morning mein college karo and afternoon onwards you will be at High Court, Mumbai. Almost every day you will spend this way, that half of your day is all about the college and the half of day is all about you are witnessing the real drama in the High Court also. ILS Pune. Now, when I say the ILS Pune, man, I'm talking about 1923, right? ILS Pune is the history of this. 1923, they have started their college institute, and Indian Law Society Pune is one of the finest place. In fact, litigation में अगर आपको उतरना है, you want to fight in a court, ILS Pune is the best place for you. Symbiosis have created such a big brand today. They got a 3 different campus and more than 250 seats are there. University Law College, Bangalore or Jodhpur, Bhopal, Gandhinagar. Now these are the 5 important national law schools. You appear for the CLAT exam, on your radar you have these 5 schools here. Faculty of Law, then Narsi Munji in the Mumbai also. They don't have the college called Narsi Munji Law School, but it's all about, the college name is not about, I'm not able to collect it, but yes, there are 2 campuses are there. Then Jindal Global Law School, or you can talk about in Maharashtra, we got 3 schools under the National Law University. One is at Mumbai, one is at Aurangabad, and then we got Nagpur. The Aurangabad have started in 2017, and the Nagpur and the Mumbai started in 2014. Right, so a fantastic infrastructure is there, and if you notice, we being in Western India, we people are in absolutely great position because we are having all good geographical advantage to grab these places, right? So further, let's understand few more things here. Top law school placement, just go through this is the placement. If I say litigation, jo aapke sabke mind mein tha, that court, advocate and these things, so how many percentage of people go into litigation? It's indicated with a green color, not more than 10% of people. 36% of people will be getting into the law firms, right? These law firms are big law firms, right? So say typical corporate law firms. Now what the corporate law firms will do, I hope you must have heard about one word in India called startup. Type quickly yes if you have heard about startup story in India. And if someone have already heard, can name few important startup in India. Let me check again how good you are understanding your world. Name at least one good startup if you have heard about and if you know startup. Come on, fatafat, give me reply. Be very fast. The reflection is going to be a key for all these important career. Not a single person is aware about startup. I haven't got a single response. Piyush have given me a first response. Zomato, right? Great, Piyush. What else? Any other startup? Any other startup? Startup. Now, what do you mean by startup? Startup is all about Ola. That's great. That's great. Startup. Ola cabs. Yes, yes, absolutely. You can tomorrow say Ola is not only cab. Now, Ola have already invested millions at Karnataka near to Bangalore, and they're going to produce the electric two-wheelers. And you will see very soon Indian street will be flooded with these things. Why not? Why not? Vikyati have given me the answer. Amazon. Amazon is right now not a startup. Amazon is a big 100-pound gorilla. But when Amazon started, it was a startup. Now it's not a startup, but it's a big conglomerate. It's a big MNC. Coming back, startup, it's all about they have started. They got one idea. They have identified one problem, and they know there are no one right now is there to solve that problem. And these youngsters, these new blood, they started these things. It could be from the garage, it could be from their hostel room, it could be on their laptop, it could be the three friends coming together in school and they have started something. It could be as simple as how to crack the board exam, and we have started some and we have taken some initiatives and we have created some resources, and with that we want to connect with a lot of people, and we want to not only increase our number but we want to help the entire gang of our people. There could be some idea, it could be converted as a startup. In India, there are close to more than hundreds of startups right now. They are working in a different field, right? Amazing stories are there. You just go through it and you will love to, understand how these people are working. Now there are big investor. Now there's a big investor called SoftBank. Now, SoftBank is a Japanese-based investment house. Again, it's very wrong on my part to say Japanese-based, though their root is Japanese, but they are across the world. SoftBank every year invests close to 15 to 20 billion dollar, right? And out of that, close to $2 billion get invested in India. They invest in these new companies. They invest in the new ideas. Just imagine at the age of 21, at the age of 18, at the age of 23, you got one idea, you have built the product, and now that product you have tested also, and you have run that product also. That means you have arrived. Now you are sitting in front of the investor, and this investor is ready to give you the money. They are ready to invest in you. It could be the answer like Baiju, right? What we have seen. It could be the answer like what you have said, Zomato. It could be so many of different companies. Now, what happens here? Before they give you the money, now, for example, Flipkart started as a startup, right? So the moment the Walmart wanted to invest in Flipkart, what the Walmart have done, Walmart have hired the big corporate lawyers. And after hiring these corporate lawyers, the first task given to them is due diligence, right? What do you mean by due diligence? Is all about go through this company, understand their DNA, understand their promoter, understand the key people, understand what they are doing, whether it's ethical or not, whether they are in legal frame or not, whether any individual, any promoter got any gray past in their life or not. It's very important for them to understand. So there is no question of being privacy and the other thing. This corporate law firm, they work almost like a detective agency also many times. And they will give the complete finding to Walmart. Walmart will be absolutely doubly assured that yes, there is no problem. Why they need to assure? Because Walmart is going to invest. Walmart is going to join the hands. If something will come from the past to hit this company, not only the Flipkart will be get damaged, but even the Walmart, right? And Walmart won't only do that, then the Walmart will go and hire the more lawyer to understand the valuation of this company. A lot of mergers and acquisitions are going on. Reliance and all these people, they are acquiring so many of different companies also. We have recently seen one merger between the Vodafone and Idea. Now Vodafone and Idea decided to come together. They have hired the big law firms to understand all the nitty-gritty, to understand due diligence, to understand the valuation of their company, to understand the legal problem what they can face as far as the Indian law is concerned. Like there's a case going on against Indian government also. Recently, Crane India and Crane across the world, Crane CREIN is a big company. They are into so many of different businesses, including commodity and oil exploration. Recently, government of India have lost one case at Singapore, arbitrage. There are arbitrage court in Singapore where across the world government and the companies come together and they sort out their case, because many times the corporates see that in India against the Indian government, if I file a case, many times the Indian judiciary will bias. It should not happen and it never happens, but many times they perceive that way and they go for the arbitrage outside India. So in Singapore, that case we have lost, Indian government have lost, and Indian government is supposed to pay $1.2 billion to Crane. Almost the same case we have lost before that also against the Vodafone. So just imagine the scope and the magnitude of these things are available here, right? So I can go on and on, but I don't want this session to continue for hours and hours. Okay, moving further. Organizations and the salaries, I need to be at very realistic front. Whatever I'm sharing with you, it's all about a fresher salary. I'm not here to paint a very different pictures in front of you. These are all fresher salary. If you start with the law firms, fresher, you done with your 12th. After the 12th, you invested 4 years as far as the 5 years as far as the law is concerned, and after the 5 years your first job will start in the bank in these bracket of 12 to 20 lakhs. Now these are right now, I'm saying the 2020 salary, right? When you go and when you complete after the 5 years, keeping in mind the inflation and the other things and the more complexity and the more demand for the lawyers, it will have almost the double the figure, almost double the figure. Take my words, double the figure. This is simple calculation. There's nothing as such, only the assumption, right? Corporates, you join the corporates, the figure will be around 10 to 17 lakhs. You join the NGOs, 7 to 10 lakhs. Now, understand one thing, law is a career. There could be possibility will start slow. If you're not coming from the law background, your family is not having any connection with the law and the other things. And, about and all, if I put one more things, if you don't pass out from a very premium law school, then there could be possibility that you start your career at a very slow pace, right? So to start with your career, your objective is not money. Your objective is all about get exposure. Your objective to get under a really good guardian within the law, right? And then along with that exposure, you will move. So in the initial phase, you won't have a work. You don't have a work, that means you don't have a money, right? Then later on, after 5 years, you will start having the work. And gradually that work is equal to your name. That means your name will be signature. And the moment it happens to be a signature, it happens to be a brand, a good amount of money will start. And very soon, in the mid age of your professional career only itself, you'll have such a kind of a things where you're not doing anything, but still you have been chased with a lot of money. And one day might happen, you decide not to fight any case, not to do anything, and still there's a lot of money is coming on and coming in. Why? Because it's all about, it's a piece of advice, it's a consultancy. It could be a 1 hour of consultancy to anyone, and that every minute and every word will be valued with a particular dollar weight, right? So law is to be taken in a different way. There could be a possibility you start slow, but you arrive slow, not you arrived in a very big way, right? Moving further. Now, if I discuss with you so many of things, it's important for me now to start telling you about how to get into this. Well, you need to start preparing as early as possible. You need to start preparing for the CLAT. This is important exam for you. CLAT is going to be the exam which will be conducted every year in the month of May, exception 2020 and 2021. Because of these ongoing issues, the exams have been deferred. But probably, last time also exam happened finally, and this time also exam will happen. There's no direct entry, so there's no second thought. और ये सवाल कभी खुद के अंदर मत आने दो, and don't ask anyone also that whether the exam will happen or not. Exam will happen. Be ready. And for you, if I understood, a lot of you are dealing with your 11, a lot of you are dealing with your 10. So by the time you join the 12th, well, by that time, Corona and the other things must have been already over, right? So this is the exam. We have when it comes to the exam, 22 law schools, national law schools are there. Now, don't take that CLAT is equal to only 22 national law school. CLAT score is welcome in 100 different law schools and the law colleges across India, right? So don't worry about that. The CLAT is going to be the #1 and the supremely important and the biggest exam which you need to appear for it. Now, if you see through the CLAT paper, as such in a 2 session in quant and language, our faculty have already gone through this, but again, on the cost of being repetitive, I'll go through these. If you see the test area, and if you see the number of questions there, around 150 questions, and they will give you 2 hours, 120 minutes will be there. Now, every question is going to have the 1 mark, that means 150 mark of a paper. There is a negative marking also, right? So we are talking about English language. If you see not only number of a question, but see the weightage, 20% of a paper is English. General knowledge and current affairs, 25%. Legal reasoning, now this is the new things which you need to really study well, 25% of a paper. Logical reasoning, 20% of a paper, and quant will be 10% of a paper. Some of you, if you are not doing well with the maths, absolutely great. For you, it's a heaven. For you, it's absolutely a cakewalk. You need not to worry. When I say the cakewalk, that means only the quantitative techniques question. I never say the rest of a sections are a cakewalk. Now, understand this weightage. So if I say English, general knowledge, and legal reasoning, these are the 3 things. That means we are talking about close to 70% of a paper. You can start right now and you can really do well here, right? For these 3 things, I don't want to invest and I don't want to see you with your past academic record, right? Logical reasoning also is not a part and parcel of your 10th standard, neither it's a part and parcel of your 11th and 12th, right? So please don't count your past academic record as long as you're good with your language. And this is important. This is important. You can underline this. If you're thinking about law, that means you need to improve a lot when it comes to your language, when it comes to your reading, when it comes to your communication, your ability to talk, your ability to connect, your ability to read, your ability to write, your ability to comprehend, your ability to summarize will go in a long, long, long way. Reading is equal to your vertical growth formula in law, right? So this is about the CLAT exam. Be very careful about this. People put a lot of effort for the CLAT. In one of my center, Time Lucknow Center, we were just having a discussion, and then I got to know one of the parent who is quite close to me have decided to enroll at the Lucknow Center. And after the registration, I come to the conclusion that student was only in standard 9th, and they started with the CLAT preparation also. So I'll tell you, this is how people are taking these exams seriously. I never tell you start so early. This is not the message. The message here is all about the competition is putting the big effort, big fight. Take these exams sincerely and seriously, right? How many exams you should appear with one preparation? By default, you will appear for the CLAT. There's no doubt at all. Then National Law University Delhi. NLU Delhi is fantastic place. NLU Delhi, unfortunately, it's not under the CLAT, so you need to appear for the elite exams also. AI LED exams. Now again, it's a good thing. If anything goes wrong with the CLAT, at least you got one more exam to appear for it. Symbiosis is a great place to go and appear for the SLAT exam also. Go for the LSAT exam also. Through LSAT, you can get into a lot of good colleges like Jindal Global Law School, or say let it be Narsimunji University related law school. They all will come under the LSAT. Maharashtra Law CET, it's important for us to go for the Maharashtra Law CET, because two very big names are there, two very big names, Government Law School and ILS, right? Then Christ Bangalore will again a very decent college to go for it, and they again got a campus not only at Bangalore but at Lavasa, right? Near to the Pune, Lavasa being at a hill station, it's absolutely great. They have created a great infrastructure just next to the Symbiosis also there, right? So these are all colleges are there, and these are all important exams are there. Not colleges only, important exams are there. So at least collectively, what will happen under the CLAT? You got around 2,800 seats, right? National Law School Delhi is again going to give you around 70 to 90 seats. Symbiosis is going to give you around 250 seats. Then LSAT, you will have again a good amount of 1,000 close seat. Then Maharashtra Law CET also, if I calculate only the two law school, then we are still talking about 500 seats there, right? The Christ again going to be a good adder. So if I summarize by appearing for these 5 exams, these 6 exams, how many? 5 exams, yeah, 5 exams. So we are talking about close to around a good quality 4,000 seats are there in front of you. So it's a good chance. It's a good chance to get into it. Okay, focus area. What should be your focus area as far as these preparation is concerned? On the cost of being repetitive, आज के पूरे दिन में हमारा शाम को 5 बजे से लेके तो अभी कितना बजा है अब तक पूरी तरीके से एक कॉमन थ्रेड का बात करने का, and that common thread is all about improve your reading capacity, reading comprehension, current affair. एक साल का पूरा करंट अफेयर लगेगा, right? 1st April onwards till the month of May 30th तक का पूरा आपको करंट अफेयर लगेगा. By default, you need to start reading newspaper. You need to get into quality newspaper. People and competition go through the newspapers like the Hindu, they go through the newspapers like Indian Express, they go through the financial newspaper like Economic Times, they go through at least the light newspaper. If you are just a start, you just have started with the newspaper, then don't jump directly on the Hindu, right? It will be little boring for you. You can start with a very light newspaper like Times of India also, right? So but going through these, it's important. Follow the blogs, invest in a good intelligent material. Resources are unlimited, and about in all they are available free of cost. We are very lucky generation. With a one click you will have tremendous resources availability here. Legal reasoning, go through the articles, consciously change the way you think for the legal reasoning, right? Now something is going on, say for example there's a news is going on. What should be the news with you? The news is all about it could be the Bollywood news, it could be the Netflix news, but go through the legal way. When it comes to a Bollywood news also, try to understand from the legality, right? Netflix, try to understand the legal part of it, how their contract seems, how their contract look likes, right? It could be a sports, it could be a sports in football, right? We are about to start a great European league as far as the world football is concerned. Try to understand the legal part, the different player, their contracts, the way they get transferred from one club to the another club, what happens when they breach the contract, what happens if anything goes, how they sue each other. This is important, right? This is important for you to warm up and then get into the logical reasoning and legal reasoning. Now CLAT is a good paper for you. Why? Because CLAT is not directly asking you the legal based question, right? CLAT is going to give you the good amount of a paragraph, and after going through the paragraph you need to understand the fact, principle, and then you need to solve that things, right? Then logical reasoning will be there to understand how good you are with your analytical mind, and quantitative ability, which is nothing more but your standard 7th, 8th, 9th wala maths. सर के ऊपर पानी 10th वाला मैथ्स, not beyond that. Forget about, nobody is going to ask you anything related to the 11th and 12th. Having said that, you need to be good with numbers. If you are aiming for corporate law and something you always dream of into chair like what you have seen in the web series of Suits and the Boston Legal and the other things, make sure your numbers will be good. Your numbers will be good, right? Focus area, along with that, some common mistake. अब कुछ common mistake क्या होती है? There are common mistake. A lot of the time we take very lightly. मैं IIT JEE की preparation थोड़ी कर रहा हूँ, मैं NEET की preparation थोड़ी कर रहा हूँ यार, ये तो law entrance exam है, so I got a lot of a time. You are fool on that part. I'll start later. It's not that big. Just imagine what the example I've given you. Someone in the competition have started putting the law related effort from standard 8 and standard 9. So be aware. There's no limit. I can take it after a drop also. Yes, you can take this exam as many times as you want. But believe me, with every effort, it's not that you will be expert, but it will be a boring for you and you will be more and more scared than for this effort, right? Don't know the exam and the prep. Without any direction, you start preparing. You attend this seminar, and along with that, with this half-cooked kind of a knowledge, you start preparing and you go in a absolutely wrong direction. I think this is the most unfortunate things which happens every year in the competition. I don't know why people shy away when it comes to taking the professional and the expert help when it's available there. Why you people believe that the internet and all these sites are the only and the best source for you? If anything and everything is available free, then it's a different case. It's not possible for you to take these exam without any structured preparation, and for that you require the expert like us. Too many resources is again an unfortunate case. You got material from time, you got some digital website material, you got some your friends and they have given you some material. Material is available in truckload today. You open the Telegram channel, and in Telegram channel you just type CLAT, and then you will realize there is a truckload of a material is available there. But the problem here is all about too many resources is going to goop you. Too many resources is going to mislead you. You won't be able to find time, right? You got a specific window of a time. You got 2 hours, you got 1 hour, you got 4 hours, and within these 1 hour and 2 hours, if you juggle only to decide what to solve, it's better that you don't solve, right? So you need to believe with one source of a material and go ahead with that. So these are some common mistakes which you need to avoid. Some preparation strategy, passage, that's very important. So reading comprehension, general knowledge, current affair, legal reasoning, logical reasoning, quantitative techniques, all these things are there. What is the common thread? The common thread is all about improve your reading, right? This is the common thread. 20,000 words of a reading. Why I say 20,000? The 2 hours of an exam, what we have discussed, the CLAT exam, 150 question. If I count every word printed on that paper, that means it's 20,000 word exam. That's very interesting things for you. 20,000 words, you got 2 hours. Now it's all depend upon how fast you can read. You just imagine that you got one candidate who is known as candidate A, and one candidate who is known as candidate B. Now candidate A is able to read around 200 words per minute. That means how many minutes the person will have to solve that paper? I think around 20 minutes to solve every question, right? So we got candidate B. Candidate B speed is 400 words per minute, right? Candidate A ka speed ka 200 words per minute. Candidate B ka speed ka 400 words per minute. Now what will happen? Candidate B will have almost close to more than double the time of candidate A available to solve every question. So just imagine the kind of advantage you will have. You need to improve the speed. How many words you are able to glance, you are able to pick with one glance is going to be very important for you. You need to come out of your genre. A lot of us are good reader, but we are good reader in a particular genre, right? I love to read a lot of the comics. So that is the one genre. But apart from the comics, I don't read anything. I love to read fiction. That is one genre. In non-fiction, I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with the philosophy. I'm not comfortable with the technology. I'm not comfortable with the science and the innovation. I'm not comfortable when it comes to the sociology as a subject. I'm not comfortable with the politics. Come out of this comfort zone and spread yourself. You need to make sense of lot of variety of things. Being a lawyer, you won't have one word with you that I don't make sense of this topic. You make sense of everything, right from Second World War history to the corona, to the corporate world, to the movie, to the latest fashion. You make sense of everything. Be that reader. Be that reader. That is a very important preparation strategy for you. So almost every day in your timetable, you need to have 45 minutes devoted to go through reading. It could be online reading, it could be going through so many of different pages and then picking up the stories and reading, but you need to at least floor minimum commitment. 45 minutes of a reading is important. That reading is not only 45 minutes compulsory discipline, but it's all about comprehension. You need to be active reader. You need to have a paper and pencil, and after the 45 minutes you need to be able to summarize what you have read on a piece of a paper. Have a scrapbook and do it. It's my brotherly advice to you. Just invest 30 days, just invest 31 days, to improve or to start with any habit. You require 31 days of a discipline. 31 days of a discipline. Someone who wants to really improve his physics, he started with the exercise. I'll tell you, continue with 31 days, and after 31 days it will be automatic effort from you. So any habit required 31 days. So do it for 31 days, 45 minutes, and a good amount of scanning the newspaper and reading the different news. You start with your interest area. You're interested in Bollywood, you're interested in Hollywood. You start with gossiping and the other kind of things, what Alia Bhatt is doing and when they are to getting married. As such, सबसे बड़ा tension हमारे पास में वही है. It could be a sports also. It could be anything which you love. Start with your interest area, but every day one discipline and a conscious thing. You will start with your area, but you won't end with your area. You will take conscious effort to go beyond. So there will be not, if you start with this, what will happen? You improve on your confidence. If you improve on confidence, what will happen? Whenever you go in any meeting, whenever in school, colleges, any particular things are happening, you never hesitate to go and capture the front row seat. You can ask intelligent questions. You can make sense of things. You can be active participation, active part of this entire meeting. You start connecting with a much more bigger circle of friends. The friends gives you that particular respect. They take you seriously because they know that you know so many of things which they don't know. It's a very big advantage. Continue with 31 days, 45 minutes of a reading and a summary after every reading, and you'll see a big difference. You'll see a big difference. Where the people flunk in CLAT. In the last session, I heard that someone have asked the question that CLAT is difficult to crack. Yes, it is. CLAT is not a red carpet for you, right? CLAT is difficult to crack. But why? If I say the syllabus is so approachable, why people fail? They fail on two varieties. The one is GK, current awareness, and legal reasoning. They don't put the good effort here. Math सबको आता सब कर लेंगे, right? थोड़ा बहुत DI रीजनिंग है वो हो जाएगा. डायरेक्टली लैंग्वेज के अगर मैंने 2-3 पैराग्राफ देखे तो 2-3 पैराग्राफ में कम से कम 2-3 क्वेश्चन सीटर रहते तो वो दे देंगे हम लोग. बट देन the real break and the make here is all about GK, current awareness related things. So you need to be careful about this. सबसे ज्यादा लोग यहाँ पे उनका make और break होता है. चलिए, competition. Why start now? Because of the competition, man. By the time you will arrive, might happen. If you are right now in a 10th standard, and so that means you will appear for the CLAT 24. So CLAT 24 में आओगे तब तक हो सकता है कि जो फिगर में बता रहा था number of people appear for the CLAT, it could be more than 1 lakh people appear for the CLAT, right? 23 में जाओगे, close to the 1 lakh people will appear, right? And it's not only the number. What is the difference? The difference here is all about university topper, college topper, they are going for the CLAT. Just go and ask your senior. Just see in your senior what you will see. This is a candidate who scored A plus and decided not to go for the engineering, decided not to go for the medical, but decided to go for the CLAT. This is what is the difference. So it's not only number, but the quality of a competition have also improved, right? General knowledge, it's a slow moving area. It will require a lot of effort. ये एक दिन में नहीं आता है. If you know 200 things spontaneously, आप 20 things बोल पाओगे, 100 things बोल पाओगे. That means you need to really increase the capacity of your brain, right? General knowledge के लिए वो important है. Okay, so when is the right time to start the preparation? It's the right time today. Yesterday भी एकदम राइट था, आज तो एकदम सही है. आज आप सोना नहीं, सोने के पहले आपकी क्लैट की प्रिपरेशन शुरू कर देना. You don't require me for CLAT preparation. You don't require time for the CLAT preparation. पहली स्टेप अपने आप ले सकते हो and then join us, right? But you start today. After this session, you need to go through and understand the world of a startup. You need to go through and understand what do you mean by, I'll give the one corporate lawyer personality. Her name is Zia Modi, Z-I-A, Zia Modi. She's a legendary corporate lawyer, right? Go through it, understand what do you mean by Zia Modi, what are particular firms they are doing. Amarchand and Sons, go through, type Amarchand and Sons, understand this, go through and type what are the top 10 law firms in India, what are the top 10 law firms in the world, how they are working, what are their clients and the other things, what is the size of this merger and acquisition. ये हुआ आपका preparation start करना. So start today, right? So extra time आपके पास में. You need not to travel to the school. रोज 1 घंटा और 1 घंटा आने में जो लग रहा था स्कूल से और कॉलेज से, वो आज नहीं जा रहा है. ये 2 घंटा आप कहाँ इन्वेस्ट करते हो? ये 2 घंटा कहाँ जाता है? You need to be accountable. You need to be accountable now. If you really want to do something big and you want to swim above an average and you want to go to the places which you have always aspired for, you need to be accountable for every minute right now, right? So be very careful about this. Then join us. I'm very assured on one front that when you join time, you join one of the best institute which can shape your preparation like no one. With our excellent classroom coaching, with amazingly crafted material, with very close to your actual exam, the mock paper, the kind of online classes which are going on right now, they all are live classes. You have just seen the glimpse of our faculty. You have seen what you mean by the quant and what you mean by the quant session delivered by the time, what you mean by language VARC and the session delivered by the time. The quality of this faculty, their presentation, their research, and above them all, their ability to simplify content is just amazing. You have never seen such particular teacher will be there with you. And they are not only restricted for the 2 hours, they are so approachable. Doubt clearing session is the integral part of our entire course. Smart preparation tips are going to be important. Not only the hard work, but you require a lot of smartness for this exam to crack. Special legal classes will be there and will be conducted by the practicing lawyer, right? So these people, those who are dealing and willing with the law, every minute, 24 hours, they will be in the classroom to teach you and to train you for the legal reasoning. And a tremendous amount of special GK booklets will be there. Okay, so the fresh batches are going to start immediately, and book your seats right now. Today is the 6th of June, 7th of June tomorrow. Go ahead and join these batches. 12th of June batch is going to start. Saturday and Sunday weekend will be there. And if in case you are still confused, go and call us tomorrow. In fact, career counseling is a very important episode. We will be very happy to handhold you, and we'll sort out that career counseling with a great amount of scientific way. We will create your complete profile file, which will tell you your aptitude, which will tell you about your habit, your reading habit, your study habits, your interest area, how you should map your psychometric things also, and then on the basis of that we will give the recommendation which career group makes sense, and under that career group which particular stream you should go at, and for that which college and which exam you need to prepare for that. So complete package is available there. Right, so I'll be happy to start with my question and answer session. In fact, you can start टेक्स्ट मी इमीडिएटली जो भी आपके सवाल है. क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर सेशन स्टार्ट हो गया है. पूछो, खुद को अनम्यूट करके पूछो या फटाफट वहां पे लिख के पूछ लो. दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली ओके विथ मी. टिया, हाउ इज द बेनेट यूनिवर्सिटी नोएडा फॉर लॉ? Bennett is a good place, no problem. It's upcoming university, but Bennett has been coming from the Times of India group. So Bennett and Coleman group, Bennett University. So it's a resource rich group. So whatever they promise, they will deliver. So there's no problem. You can count the Bennett University. There's no problem with that. And right now they are offering a lot of a scholarship because we have just started. So for the bright student, they offer a lot of a scholarship. Having said that, should not be your first option, but it's a good quality backup option for you. International mercantile law, yes, it's a great Piyush. In fact, your question tells me that you are very serious and sincere and you follow these things on a regular basis. Today we people have seen there are so many of issues are going on with the supply chain, with the operation, and we are living in a globalized world. We have seen how the US is helping us and the world people is helping us to sort out our vaccine mess. We have seen how the India also have taken initiative to support global effort. International mercantile law is going to increase, and you can go for this. There is no specific kind of a course available, because understand, all these national law school related program, they are kind of a dual degree program. They give you BA and they give you the honors in a law. So with these you will have the one complete episode related to the international mercantile law. After that you need to join a firm which is more close to the international mercantile law, so that slowly and gradually you become more specialist there, right? Okay, I'm preparing for the CLAT 2022. That's good, Tisha. I was planning to get into the GLC. So would CLAT preparation help me crack CET for GLC? Of course, of course. In fact, one blind thing, I'll tell you, almost every person who have cracked GLC have prepared for a CLAT, right? Very few exceptional people you'll have that they have prepared for AMET CET and then they appear for and then they got into the GLC. 99.99% of a student will prepare CLAT and then after that they will appear for the Maharashtra State CET exam. So there's no two thought on that. Okay, what else? Yeah, there's a program called BBA LLB also. Symbiosis give you BBA LLB. Narsimunji give you BBA LLB. Jindal Global School give you BBA LLB. Christ gives you BBA LLB. Yes, they give you BA LLB also and BBA LLB also. My name is Vishal, yeah, and I'm with Time. And from last 20 years, I'm with Time. So anytime you're most welcome to connect us. Doing PG abroad in law, will it be beneficial? Yes, why not? Why not to aim for getting into the Harvard later on? Why not to aim for getting into one of the finest college later on? And if you want to settle down abroad, then you need to compulsory pursue your PG abroad, and then you will have a more easiness to find a good jobs and good law firms there. So it's always good. But if you do PG abroad and then immediately moving India is not a good idea, not on monetary front, not on exposure front. Yes, at the same time you can complete your PG here and then later on you can move abroad. Yes, it is possible. Now I'll tell you, in National Law School every year there are global offers. International placement is happening every year, right? No problem on that. Okay, what else? Then any other questions? Side by side you can join us on YouTube. इसका सारा recording हम लोग बहुत जल्दी YouTube पे डाल देंगे. If you want to repeat any session or you want to share with your friends, you can connect us. Our Nasik Road and Nasik Center, both centers are equally resourceful center, so there is no differentiating factor. As I told you last time also, we are a one team. Connect with us on all these social media handles also. Any other doubts? Any other doubts? I have already overrated by time. It's close to 8 o'clock. So couple of questions are there which I've already answered. So I'm not repeating them. What is the difficulty level of LNAT like? It is full of a passage and logical reasoning only, so it's mostly same like a CLAT. Yes, Piyush, it is. And as compared to a CLAT, the difficulty level of a paper will be on lower side, not on a higher side, right? Try to understand that. Don't compare the exam. You need to understand and compare the competition with this exam. How many number of people appear for the LNAT? How many number of people appear for the L8? How many number of people appear for the CLAT? And then you need to again do second thing, that how many good law schools are there under the LNAT and how many good law school under the CLAT, right? So this way you can understand not only the sheer comparison of whether it's a comparatively easy or difficult exam. If the exam is easy, the cutoff will be high. If the exam is difficult, the cutoff will be low, right? Okay, any other question? Okay, right. So a big thank you for joining us and making these 2 days really value additive things for us also. We have also learned from your intelligent questions, and I'm sure that we have tried, I don't know what will be the outcome, we have tried to bring clarity related to at least the certain career. If in case any of doubts remain unresolved, you're most welcome to connect with us. Our phone lines are there. We work all 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday. You can call us anytime between morning 10 o'clock till evening 6 o'clock. So wishing you all the best for your future endeavors, for your academic excellence, for your career also, and take lot of care. Don't be relaxed on your health front. Make sure that a good healthy family is the first requirement for your competitive exam preparation, right? So thank you so much again. See you soon. So all are these 2 days of a career conclave stands to end here. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you.